Hi there, Serial Trader here. Just do a quick look at Bitcoin. And since the last video, we did find a nice pivot, and it was right around that 9,000 area. Actual low here on Bitfinex was 9,084. That also happened to line up quite nicely with the AC equality relationship, and that came at 9138.2 here. So right around there, and also the bottom of this corrective channel that we've been in. We bounced right off that quite nicely. And okay, so we have a 335, so we have a flat. The question is that a flat, just ABC flat for a wave 4? And now we're starting wave 5? Or is that an ABC flat for just the first pattern within a wave WXY, like a corrective combination? I'm not going to call it a double zigzag since this is a flat, but it's the same labeling, WXY. That means you could have a a flat in wave W or a zigzag in wave W, or a variation of those patterns. And then you have an X wave, which is normally a zigzag, but it could be a triangle too, or an X wave could also be a flat. And then you have that third correction wave Y, which could be another zigzag or flat, etc. So that's the real question here. And we don't really know the answer to that yet, but what we do have here, 3 down, clearly pivoted there where we were supposed to, near the equality relationship between A and C. And the short-term action since then, if I go to the hourly chart here, so here's all we have to go on so far. After that pivot, which was obviously a significant pivot, it looks like we did a 1 up, 2 down, 3 up, 4 down, non-overlapping with 1, and then 5 up. So it looks like we got a decent 5-wave impulse off that pivot. And since we have 5 waves up off the bottom, that keeps the focus higher as long as the low of that sequence holds. So at this point, working potentially an ABC down for 2 or B, and I'll show you what I mean by that just quickly back to the 4-hour. So, maybe we got a 1 up, 5 up for 1, we're working our ABC down for 2, and we're about to start a third wave of some sort. That's the more bullish scenario currently. Certainly viable at this point, especially, well, as long as the lows hold here at 9,084, and whatever low on the chart you're looking at could be slightly different than that, but on Bitfinex, 9,084. So as long as that holds, this count is intact, the short-term count that is. And we could also be doing 5 up for A, 3 down for B, and what if we just did another 5 up for C, but just maybe to the top of this channel or thereabouts, made another lower high, and this could be ABC up for an X wave, and then we need another correction of some sort downwards to finish off a larger pattern. So what I'm getting at is we could have this, could have the W, X, Y, okay? So really we're just at this point debating, do we just have an ABC down for a wave 4, or we're going to work a WXY down for that larger degree wave 2? That's kind of what I'm debating here. But currently, in either of those, larger degree scenarios, as long as this low holds, I'm still working that we got a 5 up, 3 down, and we'll need at least one more 5 up, even in a C wave. And it looks like just some relationships within this small ABC. So I like to look for clusters, as I explained in one of my more recent videos. Fibonacci clusters and relationship clusters. So I got this down for our A wave. I got this up for our B wave. So measured from those 2 points, AC equality was 98.90, and it looked like for a while there we might have been finding our bottom. That also coincided pretty nicely with the 618 retracement of this initial 5 up. But we've now spilled through both of those levels. So now what we got is the 1.382 relationship, so where C is 1.382 times the length of wave A. And we're getting pretty close to that now. That's at 95.84. Currently we've gone as low as 96.25. So not too far away from that. And then we have the 786 retracement of this initial 5 up, which comes in at 95.15. So yeah, definitely want to see this start to get some support here around that 9,500 area, 95 to 9,600 ideally. And if not, and if we go take out these lows, then have to reassess, some sort of different patterns going on here, at least short term. But for now, I'm going to run with this count until it gets invalidated, and ideally it won't. So back to that 4-hour chart. So I'll drag these out of the way here. In fact, I'll delete them just to get rid of some clutter. So maybe if we go to, let's see here, maybe the weekly chart, and let's see if candles might make this a little more palatable to look at. Maybe the daily candles. That's probably okay. All right. So let me just get some labels going here. We'll go through some bigger picture scenarios. Okay. So if we got a 1 up here and our 2 down there, the real question is, where did 3 end? Did 3 end here? And we did a triangle wave 4 that ended, say, here. And this was our 5th wave. If this is what we're working here, then this looks inadequate just as far as time goes. And it's pretty shallow in price too. This looks like it would be inadequate to correct this entire 5-wave sequence up. And that would argue more for that WXY down to deeper levels. Say the previous 4th wave here, and there's a range, but we're going to say between 7,000 and, 9,000 is the top of the range, but between 7,000 and 8,500, let's say, since we've already gone down to as low as just about 9,000. Now that's really depends where we say our 3rd wave ended. There's also a case to be made where the 3rd wave ended right here at our most recent high there at 13,764 here on Bitfinex, and that the 4th wave is what we just put in, possibly around 9,000 there, and then we're going to be going up one more time in the 5th wave. And as far as levels go, I do have a reverse fib projection here, just of the overall top to bottom here, currently of our ABC down, of our flat. And the 1.382 reverse fib gets us to 15,551. And the twice the distance travel gets us to 18,443. So this is certainly a viable possibility here. And I'll have to just change the scale up a bit here to make this all fit more neatly. But that's really the debate that's going on right now, for me at least. Do we just do a wave 4 and we had this very extended wave 3 and now we're going to do a wave 5? And then after that, you'd be looking for, that larger correction, that larger wave 2. Certainly possible. Or, like I was showing before, are we done that first major impulse wave up and we're just going to be in this complex correction for a while yet? That's where I'm at here, big picture. But again, and I'll just go in to that hourly chart once again, go back to the bars. Under either of those big picture scenarios, we still have to look for our clues here on the shorter time frames, because that's the information, the most recent information we have to go off of. And I'm still just seeing this 5 up and 3 down, ideally nearing completion here. So unless we take out the low here at 9,084, I'm gonna have to run with, we're going up to at least, possibly around that 12,000 area And I'll just throw some projections up here right now. So let's just pretend that we already have the low end, even though there's certainly no evidence of that yet. But let's just pretend we end here. And right now we've gone as low as 96.12, around 9600. So under this scenario, if we got 5 up for A, 3 down for B, and we do another 5 up for C of X, equality would get us to, AC equality would get us to around 11,626. And C being 1.382 times the distance traveled in A would get us to 12,395. So this would probably be our kind of X wave targets up here, and also the top of the channel. And obviously, if we go way past that and we have an extended impulse wave, we get above the channel, maybe even get above this B wave over here at around 13,174. If we do that and then have a more wave 4 looking correction and then up again, then I can be a lot more confident saying that, okay, we're likely working that 5th wave up, that large degree 5th wave up, and this is our wave 4. But we don't know yet. But just going off the short-term information here, still looking for one more impulse wave up, at least in a C wave, and possibly significantly more if it's actually going to be that 5th wave. So that's what I'm looking at for now. And definitely, if you're long right now and using this pattern as the basis to define your trade, your stop's got to be below that low. So just below 9,084, and whatever level it is on the exchange you're playing with there, but they're all similar. And also, just as far as a fresh entry, this looks like a nice setup. So 5 up, possibly working our 3 down. We're doing a deep retrace, so it gives you a nice, relatively tight stop, considering where we might go if we actually take off here in another impulse wave. So as far as right now, this very moment essentially, not a bad place to look for a long entry with a decently tight stop against a clearly defined pattern. And if you get stopped out, you get stopped out. But here, just pretty hard to pass this up as a short-term trading entry. And okay, what else do we got going on here? I think on the hourly chart, you're also nice and oversold here on the hourly RSI, so you got that going for you as well as far as a short-term entry. I'll leave you with that. We'll see if this low holds and go from there. Serial Trader, signing off.